Reality TV has always been a source of intrigue for viewers. It's a genre that thrives on conflict, drama, and chaos, often blurring the lines between entertainment and real-life struggles. But behind the glossy surface, there are always bigger questions at play. How much of what we see is truly real? How much of it is carefully orchestrated by producers to keep us hooked? And when it comes to the people who make the shows possible, the cast and crew, how well are they treated when the cameras aren't rolling? The recent controversy surrounding Carlos King, a well-known producer in the reality TV world, has brought these questions to the forefront. Allegations have surfaced about how he and other members of the production team handled behind-the-scenes dynamics, leaving many to wonder, is this just an isolated issue, or is it part of a larger, more systemic problem within the reality TV industry? And what are the consequences of such allegations, not only for Carlos King, but for the whole industry? Carlos King has built his career on crafting unforgettable, drama-filled reality TV moments. His ability to manipulate narratives and create high-stakes conflicts has made shows like Love and Marriage Huntsville a huge success. But now, his leadership is being called into question. It's not just one disgruntled employee making allegations. It's a situation that could potentially unravel everything he's worked for. The problem is far deeper than just a few bad apples. It's about the integrity of the leadership and the treatment of those who help make the show a success behind the scenes. When such accusations are made, especially from someone within the production, there are often far-reaching consequences. Trust is essential in any workplace, but in the world of reality TV, where emotions are high and the stakes are even higher, it's even more critical. How do producers balance creating compelling content with ensuring that their teams feel safe, respected, and valued? And when a leader's credibility is in question, it can have ripple effects that extend far beyond the production set. Carlos King, as the producer, has long been seen as a savvy media persona. He has mastered the art of creating a narrative, crafting moments that keep audiences coming back week after week. But this scandal is different. It's not about the storylines on screen, it's about the ethics of how those stories are created, and how the people who help produce those stories are treated in the process. And that's where the real challenge lies. If the accusations prove to be true, it would suggest a troubling pattern within the industry. Reality TV often operates on manipulation of the audience, of the cast, and sometimes even of the crew. Producers know exactly how to heighten emotions and create drama to keep viewers engaged. But what happens when the same manipulation spills over into the production team itself? What happens when the crew members, who work tirelessly to make the drama happen, feel like they are being exploited or mistreated? These are the uncomfortable questions that the Carlos King controversy brings to light. Now, let's think about the broader impact of these accusations. The Love and Marriage Huntsville franchise has built a loyal fan base over the years. Viewers have become invested in the lives of the cast members, in their struggles, their victories, and, of course, their drama. But now, with this scandal hanging over Carlos King's head, there's a shift in the conversation. Will this controversy affect the show's viewership, or will it only add fuel to the fire, bringing even more attention to the series? Some argue that the drama behind the scenes could actually increase the intrigue surrounding the show, making it even more popular. After all, reality TV thrives on drama, so why not extend that drama off-screen? But there's another side to this debate. The bigger question is whether this controversy will lead to a shift in how producers and production companies treat the people who work behind the scenes. Reality TV has long been criticized for its cutthroat environment and its tendency to exploit emotions for the sake of entertainment. If more insiders speak out about poor working conditions, could we see a broader movement for better treatment of cast and crew? Will this scandal spark stricter regulations for reality TV productions, or will it be another instance of a scandal that fades away without real change? As the allegations continue to unfold, more voices are joining the conversation. Some insiders have suggested that this could be the wake-up call the industry needs. Reality TV is not just about the drama we see on our screens. It's about the people who make that drama happen. And for far too long, the well-being of cast members and crew has been an afterthought in the rush to create the next big TV moment. Could this be the moment that forces reality TV producers to rethink their approach? Carlos King's response to these allegations will be crucial. So far, he has remained silent about the details of the accusations, which only adds fuel to the fire. In an era where social media plays a massive role in shaping public opinion, silence can be just as powerful as a public statement. But silence on a matter this serious could suggest a lack of accountability. If Carlos continues to stay quiet, it might signal to the public that he's unwilling to address the concerns of the people who work for him. This could result in a massive loss of trust from both the cast and the audience. On the other hand, if Carlos chooses to acknowledge the situation and takes responsibility, it could go a long way in restoring his credibility. He could use this moment as an opportunity to show that he's committed to improving the working conditions for everyone involved in his productions. If Carlos admits to any shortcomings and makes concrete steps toward change, it could transform this scandal into a moment of growth for both him and the reality TV industry as a whole. However, there are cast members who have already spoken up about the difficult working conditions on Love and Marriage Huntsville. They've shared stories of the intense pressure they face, the manipulation of storylines, and the toxic environment that often exists on set. Yet, not all cast members are on the same side when it comes to this controversy. Some are cautious about aligning themselves with the accusations, fearing that it could negatively affect their reputation if they are seen as taking sides during such a turbulent time. These cast members might worry that speaking out could harm their career, especially if the public backlash worsens or if they are associated with someone whose credibility is under scrutiny. The stakes are high, not just for Carlos, but for everyone involved in this controversy. Could this lead to a major shift in the production team? If Carlos's leadership is called into question, could the network decide to part ways with him to protect the reputation of the show? It's possible, but there's also the chance that the drama surrounding Carlos will only heighten the appeal of the show. Reality TV thrives on controversy, and the more people talk about the scandal, the more attention the show gets. So could this actually lead to higher ratings? While it may seem like a twisted irony, some fans argue that behind-the-scenes drama could give the show a major boost in popularity. Fans love gossip, secrets, and chaos. The more messy the situation gets, the more viewers are drawn in. But from a moral standpoint, is it right to exploit such a sensitive issue for entertainment? Can the network and production team justify keeping the scandal in the public eye if it means keeping the show relevant? This is a question that will have to be answered as the situation evolves. Looking beyond this specific incident, it's clear that the landscape of reality TV production could be changing. The question is whether this shift will be for the better. Will producers be forced to reevaluate how they handle cast and crew, treating them with more respect and ensuring that their well-being is prioritized? Or will this be just another scandal that fades into obscurity once the media's attention moves on to the next big story? As we continue this conversation, it's important to acknowledge the role that viewers play in the reality TV industry. The way we consume these shows and the demand for constant drama has shaped the industry into what it is today. While some viewers may enjoy the drama and excitement of reality TV, we must also recognize that behind the entertainment, there are real human beings involved. The cast and crew of these shows are not just performers. They are individuals who experience the emotional and mental toll that comes with working in such a high-pressure environment. Reality TV shows like Love and Marriage Huntsville create an illusion of authenticity. We watch as cast members fight, break down, and navigate their personal lives, all while the camera rolls. But what we often fail to see are the efforts behind the scenes to amplify those conflicts and make them more intense. Producers and directors work tirelessly to create the perfect narrative, and in doing so, they push their cast members to the limit. The psychological strain this can cause is rarely discussed, but it's something that has been coming to light more and more in recent years. The industry has long been criticized for the way it exploits people's vulnerabilities for the sake of good television. While some might argue that the cast members signed up for this, it's important to remember that they often don't know the full extent of what they're getting into when they sign their contracts. Many of these stars, just like any other employees, are subject to intense pressure from their superiors to create the most dramatic content possible. As we continue this conversation, it's important to acknowledge the role that viewers play in the reality TV industry. The way we consume these shows and the demand for constant drama has shaped the industry into what it is today. While some viewers may enjoy the drama and excitement of reality TV, we must also recognize that behind the entertainment, there are real human beings involved. The cast and crew of these shows are not just performers, they are individuals who experience the emotional and mental toll that comes with working in such a high-pressure environment. Reality TV shows like Love and Marriage Huntsville create an illusion of authenticity. We watch as cast members fight, break down, and navigate their personal lives, all while the camera rolls. But what we often fail to see are the efforts behind the scenes to amplify those conflicts and make them more intense. Producers and directors work tirelessly to create the perfect narrative, and in doing so, they push their cast members to the limit. The psychological strain this can cause is rarely discussed, but it's something that has been coming to light more and more in recent years. The industry has long been criticized for the way it exploits people's vulnerabilities for the sake of good television. While some might argue that the cast members signed up for this, it's important to remember that they often don't know the full extent of what they're getting into when they sign their contracts. Many of these stars, just like any other employees, are subject to intense pressure from their superiors to create the most dramatic content possible. It's not just about putting on a show for the cameras, it's about pushing people to their breaking points to ensure the drama is as compelling as possible. In the case of Carlos King and Love and Marriage Huntsville, this controversy is shining a light on the cracks in the system. The allegations of mistreatment by those working on the production are significant because they reveal a deeper issue at play within the reality TV industry. If an employee feels unsafe or mistreated under the leadership of a well-known producer like Carlos, then we have to ask ourselves how many others are experiencing the same thing. And what does this mean for the long-term future of reality TV? The fact that the controversy has come to light is an indication that more people in the industry are becoming increasingly aware of the need for change. Social media has made it easier than ever for people to speak out and share their stories. For years, behind-the-scenes stories were kept hidden, often due to the fear of retribution or damaging one's career. But now, with a growing movement for transparency and accountability in various industries, it's clear that these stories can no longer be ignored. It's also important to consider the role of the networks that air these shows. Networks like OWN, which broadcasts Love and Marriage Huntsville, are responsible for ensuring that the content they air aligns with ethical standards. If there is a growing concern about how the cast and crew are being treated behind the scenes, it raises a critical question for these networks. What is their responsibility when it comes to the welfare of those involved in the production? Should they do more to ensure that the people who help create these shows are not only being paid fairly, but also treated with respect and dignity? If this controversy leads to more scrutiny of how reality TV productions are managed, it could have lasting effects on how networks approach these projects in the future. Now, let's look at how the public reacts to these controversies. Reality. TV fans are a passionate group, and while many love the drama, there is also a growing awareness of the ethical implications of how these shows are made. The more the public becomes aware of the potential harm caused to the cast and crew behind the scenes, the more they may begin to question the industry as a whole. As viewers, we are all part of the ecosystem that allows reality TV to thrive. If more fans demand that production companies prioritize the well-being of everyone involved, it could push the industry to make positive changes. However, as much as the public's desire for transparency may increase, reality TV producers like Carlos King are aware of the business aspect of these shows. At the end of the day, the networks want high ratings, and the drama is what keeps viewers coming back. It's a fine line between creating entertaining television and crossing ethical boundaries. The question remains, can producers like Carlos King find a balance that satisfies both the need for compelling content and the responsibility to treat everyone involved with fairness and respect? This is where the situation gets complicated. The reality TV industry has thrived on its ability to create scandal, drama, and controversy. Viewers have come to expect it, and in many ways, it has become a part of the genre's formula for success. But what happens when that drama, which is meant to entertain, starts to spill over into real-world issues like workplace harassment and exploitation? Can the industry continue to operate in this way without facing serious consequences? And if these issues are ignored, what kind of precedent does that set for future productions? Carlos King, as a producer, has built his career on his ability to create compelling drama for the screen. He is known for his talent in making reality TV as engaging as possible, but this scandal raises important questions about the ethics of The process. While the reality TV world has often operated without accountability, the public's growing awareness of the toll that it can take on cast and crew might just force a change in how these shows are made. The problem is that these kinds of scandals tend to come and go. The public's attention is quick to shift, and once the next big story breaks, many people forget about the previous one. That's why it's so important for this issue to spark a larger conversation within the industry. Will the Carlos King scandal be just another blip on the radar, or will it lead to a more substantial change in how reality TV is produced? As we reflect on the controversy, it's essential to consider the power dynamics at play. Producers like Carlos King hold a lot of influence over the production, and their decisions shape not only the content we watch, but also the environment in which the cast and crew work. If a producer abuses that power or fails to provide a safe and supportive environment, the consequences can be far-reaching, affecting not just the people involved in that particular show, but the entire industry. In this case, Carlos King has the opportunity to prove that he is willing to take responsibility and implement changes that will lead to a more ethical reality TV industry. One thing is certain, this scandal has brought to light the need for greater accountability in the world of reality TV. It has exposed the ways in which power can be abused behind the scenes and the toll that it takes on those who are often overlooked, the cast and crew. If this is the catalyst for change, it could signal the beginning of a more responsible and ethical approach to reality TV production. As viewers, it's important to recognize that the entertainment we consume has real-world consequences. The people who create the drama we love to watch deserve to be treated with respect, and their well-being should be just as important as the content they produce. If this scandal is the start of a larger conversation, it could lead to a healthier and more responsible reality TV industry where the well-being of everyone involved is prioritized, not just the drama. Carlos King's scandal is still unfolding, and its impact remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, the reality TV world is facing a turning point. Whether this moment leads to change or fades into another cycle of controversy, only time will tell. But the conversation has begun, and that's the first step toward creating a better, more ethical future for reality TV.